Hello everyone and welcome to the SMS-R Championship once again. We're here at round 8. We missed round 7 of course for the Overclockers UK Championship. And we're here at Sonoma, a track I have never done. So this is my quali lap. You can see we're following Yuhan in front. We've just done a 1:28.0. At the moment we're on pole for GT3. But as I say, this is my best quali lap. This is obviously going to be better. Very, very tricky circuit. So I get a 19.2 first sector. 19.1 is the optimum there. If you're missing apex on this track, you're going to go miles wide just because of the undulations of the track. So obviously you really need to hit these apexes spot on. Consistency is going to be key in the race. And this is actually our second qualifying session because the first lobby actually crashed. So obviously we've come back in. And in that one I actually was second in qualifying because I just had a bad qualifying. I just kept meeting LMP cars, so I never got a clean run. Fortunately, as you've seen so far, it's a clean run. As we head through these lefts and rights, very tricky. As we come through there, got to be careful on the exit there of shortcut penalties. Yuhan's obviously made a mistake, just lets me go there, so thanks very much to Yuhan. LMP car catching me up there, and you know, I'm not going to get out of the way there. I'm on a really, really quick lap, so sorry car Ralphie, but this is my fastest lap so far, so I was going for it. And you can see I'm up on my time. They're nearly 2 temps. As we head towards start finish line and we get a 1:27.9. Now you're looking at 1:27.6 as the best lap, but 1:27.9 I'll take it. And also my last lap before that one, at the end of the qualifying, sorry, was also a 1:27.9. So I was pretty much on it. Ewan got 1:28.0, Popsy 1:28.3. And Vernox at 1:28.5. Now in this race, it's more of the race than highlights because it is a good one. You got the TV camera there. I'll commentate for parts of it, and you'll also just have the race in action as well. So a good clean start for me there. First thing I'm thinking of, where is Yuhan? Yuhan's behind me, I can see that. So I've just got to come in here. I've got to defend the inside line, which I do, but I've got to be careful of the LMP cars as well. So we just defend that nicely. You can see a couple of LMP cars have gone off, come back on the track. No problem as we head towards this left-hander. Got to get this right. Got to get on the inside and then right over the apex on the right-hand side. I've got to go a bit slower here than normal because of the LMP cars. And then from behind, Kaki tries to overtake 3 cars on a corner, which is only 1 car wide. Really, really frustrated me that. You'll see my head shaking a few times because what was the point in that? So that's given me some damage. And over the next few laps, we're going to have to get used to that damage. And it's also lost me the lead of GT3. Now, as I've missed 2 rounds in this championship, I can't win the championship, unfortunately. But I can go for overall wins. So at the moment, Yuhan has 3 wins, and I have 3 wins. Vernox has 1 win, I think. And yes, at this point, that is what it is. So obviously, I just had to work it out in my head there without giving away the ending of this race. So obviously I'm going to go for it. Flame Phoenix there, got a penalty on the corner. I said you've got to be really careful of the exit. You see an LP car off in the distance. I don't want really them to affecting us. Pops, who just missed him, I see it a bit earlier, so I was already taking evasive action. But even after that collision, I'm thinking, okay, I'm still behind Popsy. I may have damage. I can still do this. You know, I wanted a 1:27.6 as my optimum lap. Got 1:27.9. I still have the potential in there to get those laps, even if it's slightly slower with the damage. You can see LP cars behind us, so I'm just careful there. Yuhan going to nipping on my inside, but I know the inside isn't the best line there all the time, so I know I can keep my racing line there. Just coming into here, I didn't know whether I could come across yet because of Yuhan's nose and ping lag and things like that. I still see Carl Ralphie on the right hand side. Got to be careful here. Give him room on the exit. Just let him come back on track. Not sure where he is at this point. Look behind me. I just see a car there. I'm like, whoa, okay, yeah, let's not touch Ralphie there. So I know on this one I'm going to have to be very careful and stay very tight on the inside line. I do that. Ralphie goes around the outside. So does Hades. I think it's Hades. It might be Flame Phoenix actually. No, it is Hades. And then Ralphie pulls to the side. So obviously he must have major damage or something. And we continue on. So we've lost a bit of time there to Popsu there, just taking that avoid action. But even so, it's a very tight circuit. And a very short one as well. So we've got 20 odd, well, late 20s in cars on the track. So the fact that this is happening, you know, LMP2, GT3, lots of action. And as I say, you'll get a lot of the race in this. So you can just see there, Okaroka going around the outside. Oh, I think it's Okaroka. Actually, no, it's not Okaroka. Sorry, it's Flame Phoenix. It's Okaroka on the TV camera because it's just changed the car for some reason. Not sure why. Yuhan goes to overtake. I take the inside line there, knowing I can do that. It's a hairpin, so I can just stay on the apex here. No problemo. Out we go. Continue on for another lap. defending hard against Johan at the moment. Obviously, I want to beat Johan, who is the championship leader at the moment. But obviously, I also want the coveted most wins in this class, because that's the only thing I can go for now. A bit of pride. So Johan just makes a little bit of touch there. No worries. Just have to avoid Hades coming back on. Give a bit of room there. No problem. I'll continue on. Pops, who's obviously had to slow down quite a bit there for Flame Phoenix, or perhaps he was innocent with Hades. I don't know. At this point, I am wondering whether he's got damage, because we catch up to him really, really fast. So I'm thinking, excellent. Here we go. Bit of action again. We can go for this lead and go for the win. Let's see what we can do. So just coming into here. That was a bit of a dive bomb there. But I did see it coming, so not too bad. That is a bit of an issue in this race. There was a few dive bombs here and there from LMP2 cars. Obviously, if we see it, we can try and avoid it. But not everybody in GT3 is the greatest driver, because obviously you just qualify through ESL. And some people have never been in multi-class racing. So, you know, you've got to watch your mirrors. You've got to look in front. You've got to race fast. You gotta let some cars through, not let some cars through. We don't have to let them cars through. You had just clipped the rear of me there, really tight. And this is where I get a penalty. Really frustrating. So you'll see I'm a bit angry at this point. I know Johan there is trying to slow up to let me go again, but I think he realises I've got a penalty at that point. Really, really harsh on me, so I've lost 4 positions. Johan lost 1 there trying to let me back. So at this point, I'm really, really mad. Just generally, because I've got damage on my car. Kaki's hit me, I've lost the 1st position. And then Johan, he did say sorry after, and I could see he tried to give the position back. Touched me there in those corners, just because I was defending. I'm trying to work out what the damage is. So I now have a lot of work to do. I'm behind Vernux and Burler as well now. And Mike Hoffman's in front of Johan, I think, and Pops, who's obviously now going away with this. So I've got lots of work to do. So just coming into here, I'm going to start trying to push really hard. You can see the Stuka plate in the old chat there. We've got a first disconnection there, Ludovic, TX3. Now he did have high ping, so he was being watched by the ESL admin as well at the time. But unfortunately, Magic Michael disconnects as well. Now that's a big thing in this championship. So the next round is Nürburgring, and it's literally later on today when this video goes live. So it's well worth watching. But with that fact that Magic Michael disconnects, there's 1 point in it for the title, or provisionally 1 point. I don't know whether any penalty has been applied. It's going to be an unbelievable finale, so make sure you tune in later today. I'll put it in the description as always. For the final, it's in the studio as well, so you see the commentators and things like that. Oh man, it'll be awesome. But back to this race. Got Bill and Vernux really fighting hard here. I'm trying to work out where the best place to overtake is. And I can see Vernux got a good run out of that corner, and the hairpin is a really good place to overtake. Going on the inside of Burler. Burler's giving him room. Runs wide. Vernux runs a little bit wide. I go on the inside. Give Burler a bit of space in the exit. Realise I've got a position. Up a place. So we've made 1 position back. Hurrah. So now Vernux is next. Vernux is quick. Obviously we race him in the ASL all the time. We've been racing him here as well. He won Silverstone, of course. So now I'm going to try and push as hard as I can. It's obviously built up that gap because I just had to leave room for Burler there, so a bit of a distance gain there. He runs too wide of that corner. You guessed it, another shortcut penalty. Never give up in this thing because you never know what happens. And there we go, another position through. And now we're behind Johan and Mike Hoffman. So that's 2 positions gained. We're now in 4th. Remember, we need top 3 as well to automatically qualify for the next race. So yeah, we're going to push hard. So I know Vernux is behind me, and I'm going to have to defend slightly in places. One thing I did find at this track is basically I was taking different lines to most people. I think my lines were faster, but obviously left the door open a little bit for some people to think they could have a go in places. So I was having to be really careful. Like I say, 19-2 with damage in the first sector. Unbelievable first sector that. As we continue on, Johan goes for a move on Mike Hoffman there. I think there's a bit of touch in there, not sure whether they didn't see each other. So here I come, I'm going to take another position. I see Johan come back on track. I stay really tight here. I'll continue on. So we're side by side with Johan. I did wonder whether he would give me this position back, you know, from earlier perhaps, but we don't. But we do some clean racing instead, which is always good. We like clean racing. So I'm going to stay on the outside here. I'm going to try and be a bit cheeky here and continue on, but Johan has it right there. I'm not next to his car to just close the door nicely. It brings Vernux back into the play. Got a 3-way race here. So I'm going to leave you for a little while with this action and the LMP cars flying by, and I'll speak to you again shortly. just going to jump in quickly here. Look how clean this overtake is for an LMP2 car. I love this one because it shows such awareness, and it was TRL Mangator, of course, obviously racing season 1 as well, but it was so good because he knew exactly where the GT3 car was going to go and adjusted it accordingly. Now Tommy Kilos as well did a good move there, and so is Isaac through there as well. But I just thought I'd mention that bit because I thought that was amazing by Mangator, and later on as well you'll see him do exactly the same, judge where the GT3 car is going to go, judge it well as well, so he can adjust his corner, his speed accordingly, and actually get a faster lap time out of it, overtaking the GT3 cars. So just well played there. Mangator, as you just see Isaac going off there. I'm not sure whether there was contact or not, but to see Isaac going off there. But continue to enjoy. Of course, LMP cars, GT3 cars. The fact that I'm chasing for second place here, third in my class at the moment, should be good fun. So a little contact there between, I think it was Okaraka and Yuhan. Yuhan got the penalty where I got the penalty. That's a really harsh penalty place, that, anyway, to be honest, because if you run wide you're going to lose so much time anyway. But up into second place, you can see how far behind I am of Popsy. Popsy's really gone away while all this action's been happening further back. 10.7 seconds after half the race to try and make up 10.7 seconds. So I'm going to give it a good job. You can already see I'm up down to 9.7. As we've got a few more LMP cars coming through, and yeah, as I said, I'm going to push like Kel, to be honest, because I really want that win. I know it's very unlikely because Popsy, I mean, he was only 4 tenths behind in qualifying, so you know, chances are it's not going to happen. That was a really good overtake there by Flame Phoenix, just on the inside. It's those sort of corners, you know, you're looking to back off, let the car through, lose as minimal time as you do, or as you can. As well as the LMP car losing as little. So here I was way too kind to Hades. Maybe I was worried about earlier on, but I was way too kind, and even he, I assumed, didn't expect that because he slowed right down as well. And that cost me a lot of time as well. It cost me about a second. You can see the gap went up, gap now comes back down. 128.1. I thought I'd show you some consistent laps here. So 3 clean laps. Here we go. 128.0, one after the other, and once again at about 128.1. So you can know consistency's there, even with this damage. I can still go for it. So the leaders are coming back through now. So good overtake there by Storm. Might have been a bit dive bomby, might not have been. Not really too bothered at that point, because I'm breaking away a little bit. I know I'm not going to catch Popsy, so I do let off there. Road tight's good, clean. Overtake again. The hairpin's really good for LMP cars because it's a GT car. You just stay on the outside LMPing on the inside, and you both accelerate away. You might lose a tenth in a GT3 car. It's not massive. Next up is Driver R1. Driver gets a bit close this time, but scary. And then we've got Mangator after it as well, so you'll see this overtake again. So he literally catches up me on my rear there, on my braking zone. So you can see Mangator as well. He knows exactly where I'm going. And adjusts himself. Look at that, mint, honestly. Fair play to Mangator there. I've raced Mangator at Nürburgring, of course, and I have said that's the last one. So if you haven't seen me race Mangator before in the LMP2 class, check out one of my videos. It's in the ESL Go Force. We have a cracking 12-lap battle. It's like non-stop. Absolutely awesome to watch. So next car, I think this is Bam Tommy Kilos. Once again, good move. Just accelerate through. Got on the inside, and through he goes very nicely. And yeah, we'll continue on. So we've got a few more LMP2 cars to catch us. We've only got 1 minute and 39 seconds left of the race. We've got 2 laps. Gap to Popsu down to 8.8. So, you know, we are catching him. We do have the speed there. Even with this silly damage, we still have the speed there. But I do let these two guys go. This is Sharf and Isaac. They're battling. I'm not going to catch Popsu, so I'm not going to get involved with their battle. Let them through. 2 good racers there, Sharf and Isaac. And continue on. And yeah, we just keep pushing. So Kaki's going to catch me in the exact same place he did on the first time he lapped me. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing as last time. Just give him the inside. So on the P2 car, you can do that. He's got the downforce. Let off a bit. And let him go. Bit of a crash there for an Audi R8. And yeah, we take avoiding action there. Okarok is behind me now. So you can see where I got the confusion earlier on. This gets a bit tight actually. It's unusual for Okarok to keep it this tight. But if I didn't back off there, I was actually in the barrier. So yeah. Maybe just slight mistake by Okarok there. But this is the final lap. So you can see there with 7.9 seconds. That actually goes down a little bit more, actually. As we get, I guess Popsu was just being lapped, so he'd lost a bit of time. So we were catching. But we just needed another 30 minutes of racing to catch him up. Maybe with the 5-second penalty, it'd have been a lot closer without that penalty. But even so. So we get second. You're going to see that I'm not happy by my reaction in a second. I wasn't happy at the time because I felt I could win that. And I am, you know, I like to show that emotion as well. You know, just to show you that I do care, even if I'm GT3 class, that I want to do the best that I can. You can see I got the fastest lap. You can see another 128.1 as my last lap as well. So you see, always in the 128.1s. Gaining 2 seconds on Pops on that last lap. But that's it from the SMS-R Championship powered by ESL. This is round 8, Sonoma. Round 9 is next at Nürburgring. Make sure you tune in this afternoon. This is Saturday, the 5th of August. So this video is going live, obviously, in the morning. You can see it in the afternoon. It's at 4 PM British Summer Time. You'll have to convert that to whatever time you are. Cheer me on if you want to. Studio, of course. There's a video playlist there of the previous races. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like it if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.